Coming up during our 1 p.m. broadcast, we will have a live demonstration with a pinhole viewer and more ways to safely view today's eclipse.
NASA TV is going to be bringing you real-time, breathtaking images. In locations across the country, we have cameras and telescopes and balloons and aircraft and even spare spacecraft standing by to bring you views of this natural phenomenon.
Got it all. I can't wait. But right now, let's take a minute to learn about one of the aircraft being used today. NASA's Armstrong Flight Research Center operates a Gulfstream 3 airplane for aerodynamics research and mission support. Today, their flight path is taking them over the Pacific Ocean to see the very first view of the total solar eclipse as it begins to cross the country.
Let's watch this video to learn more about their eclipse mission.
NASA's G3 aircraft out of Armstrong Flight Research Center will feed the world live video coverage of the eclipse from the west coast of Oregon as it begins its path across America. So we hope to bring that view through the eyes of NASA. We go out there and modify aircraft all the time so we can go out there and do NASA science. It's what we do. In the case of this aircraft, we've gone out there and taken the normal passenger windows and replaced them with optical grade windows, plus put in a telemetry system so we can go out there and provide real-time video. With these optical grade windows, it allows our photo and video teams to go out there and capture high-resolution video at 35,000 feet to present to the world this rare event. And using this event to go out there and educate people, I think, is an exciting proposition.
All right, it's just about to turn. We'll be almost.
From a pilot's perspective, we want to make sure we get to the right spot, and also there are limitations for what our photographers can do.
Roll out here.
We pushed it as far west as we could go so we could get that as early as possible and as low in the horizon as possible. And that put us at about Lincoln City, Oregon, which is the farthest west point right on the west coast. So we set up a holding pattern or a racetrack pattern right over Lincoln City. We know exactly the width of the totality swath. With that, we did some mission planning again to make sure we know what the stall speeds are, the slowest speeds, the safest speeds to fly, the speeds that will give us the most time inside the totality region. We can slip the airplane. That'll give us some more bank angle, which lets our cameras see a little bit higher. So all of those kinds of things were what went into from a pilot standpoint, planning this out.
All right, you guys ready to turn in again for a partial?
I think it makes us proud of what we do and that we're able to share it with everybody around the world in this case, due to the modifications to the airplane we made. That's what we do.
How you doing, Coach?
Great.
Wow.
I can't wait to see what that G3 is going to show us today.
That was amazing, and it's going to be an incredible view, the first view of the solar eclipse as it's literally crossing into the United States.
So basically it is off the west coast right now, so it's getting a view of the eclipse before we even get a view from land.
Right,
of that partial eclipse.
And that G3, it's just one of a fleet of NASA aircraft and observation platforms that we have. We've got, as we mentioned earlier, satellites, both ours and some of our partner agencies, aircraft, the balloons that we've got, and we'll be telling you more about that in our 1 p.m. broadcast as well. But we've got you covered here. It's in terms of, eclipse, not only looking at it from the ground, looking at it from the sky, looking at it even from space. I don't know if we can get a little preview to that.
Great. You know what I just heard? We've got the Salem, Oregon eclipse starting. This is the partial transit, and we're going to the G3 now to see what they can see.
Live to the G3.
We've got an exclusive feed as they fly over the Pacific Ocean, and Kevin Rohr from NASA's Armstrong Flight Research Center is standing by. Do we have Kevin?
Okay.
All right, he's going to be up soon.
But you can see, and we actually have a monitor here on set in Charleston, so we can actually see what they're seeing live, and you can see the transit beginning as the moon is just starting to eclipse the sun. Isn't that an incredible image, Karen?
No, it's beautiful. And so just to be clear, what you see on the screen right now, right, is that partial transit. The partial transit can take, the partial eclipse can take, up to 3 hours, a little bit longer in any one location. Whereas the total eclipse, that's only about a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Right. A lot of people talk about the totality, only lasting maybe at most 2 minutes or so. But sometimes people don't realize that in terms of the